I cut my brother out of my life the day he told me the truth. But not for the reason you might think. It wasn't because he came out as gay. It was because of what he did next and the wreckage he left behind. I'm 21. My brother is 28. For 4 years, he was married to my best friend's older sister. She's 24, beautiful in that warm, grounded way that makes you feel safe, and the kind of mother who knows exactly which blanket will stop her twin 2-year-old girls from crying at bedtime. I loved her like family before she even married him. And when they had those twins, it felt like my world had just doubled in size. Then, last month, everything changed. He sat her down one evening. No warning, no gentle lead-in. Just the kind of flat, calm voice people use when they've already made up their mind. He told her he's gay. He told her he'd been sleeping with 2 men for about 6 months. And then, as if that wasn't enough, he admitted he'd been meeting strangers on Grindr for over a year, behind her back, while she was rocking babies to sleep, while she was holding their life together. She asked the questions anyone would ask. How could you do this? Why didn't you tell me when the feelings started? His answer? He'd always thought he was gay. He just didn't want to come out because it might hurt his career. She asked the question he didn't seem to consider. What about me? What about the life we built? What about being left a single mother to 2 toddlers? But instead of remorse, he got angry. Angry that she wasn't supportive of this revelation. Angry that she didn't smile and clap while her marriage was being burned down in front of her. And then, in what I still can't wrap my head around, he kicked her out of the house with the kids. She had nowhere to go. It took her time to find a place, and when she did, he moved one of the men he'd been having an affair with into their home. Since then, he's barely seen the twins. A phone call, maybe once a week, sometimes less. No bedtime stories. No showing up to their doctor appointments. And here's the part that makes my blood boil. He doesn't want to come out publicly yet. So on Facebook, he posted that they had separated because they aren't in love anymore. And then he started dropping hints that she was the one who had been unfaithful. Little digs like, seems like someone in this relationship wasn't satisfied with just one man. Everyone who doesn't know the truth assumes he means her. I told him weeks ago that he was a disgusting excuse for a husband and father. That coming out in your own time is one thing, but you don't get to betray your wife, kick her out of her home, ignore your kids, and publicly smear her. He laughed it off, said I was being a homophobic asshole, that I didn't understand how hard it is to come out, that if I didn't accept him, I was a bigot. He told me he made mistakes. As if mistakes are accidental slips, not a year of intentional deception. I said maybe I could forgive him if he started treating her better, if he owned up to what he'd done, if he stopped acting like the victim while leaving her to carry the weight of everything alone. His response? He said he resents her for keeping him from sleeping with men for years. I gave up right then, because here's the truth. She didn't keep him from anything. He chose her. He married her. He fathered children with her. He wore the wedding ring and built a home and made promises that, apparently, he never meant to keep. And now, my sisters think I'm being homophobic for cutting him off. My mom sees it my way, but the split in my family is nothing compared to what he's done to his. So, am I the asshole? I can't stop thinking about that conversation, about the way he turned his truth into a weapon. There is nothing wrong with being gay. There is nothing wrong with coming out. But there is something deeply wrong about using your identity to excuse cruelty. His wife never got the chance to prepare for this. She didn't get the dignity of an honest conversation before the betrayal. She didn't get a partner willing to work through the transition for the sake of the kids. Instead, she got pushed out into the cold, 2 toddlers in tow, while the man she married rewrote the story so she would look like the villain. And what about those girls? Too young to understand now, but one day they'll be old enough to ask why their father wasn't there. And I can't imagine what kind of story he'll tell them. I've heard people say that coming out can feel like going through a second adolescence. Maybe that's true. Maybe the rush of freedom made him reckless, but adolescence is supposed to be about growing into yourself, not destroying other people in the process. I know this will sound harsh, but I think he wanted to erase the old life entirely. The wife, the kids, the responsibilities, all collateral damage to the new life he thinks he deserves. But you don't get to hit reset on your life without owning what you've done to others. And maybe that's why I can't forgive him yet. Because forgiveness, to me, has to be earned. And he hasn't even started. So here's my reflection as your host. This story is messy, and it's meant to be. It's not about whether someone is gay or straight. It's about how you treat people when you decide to live in your truth. Living authentically doesn't mean burning bridges behind you and pretending you never crossed them. It means finding the courage to face the consequences of your choices, to honor the commitments you made, or at least to end them with grace. It means remembering that the people in your life, especially the ones you once claimed to love, aren't just background characters in your story. They have their own lives, their own hearts, and their own truths to carry. So I want to ask you, if someone in your life came to you with their truth, but they did it in a way that shattered yours, could you separate who they are from what they've done? And more importantly, where do you draw the line between empathy and accountability? Let me know what you think.